This is really iconic. I mean, I've known you for a long time, since you were a student yourself, and it's so cool to see where you're at. So I know you, but this is an opportunity for really students and really the audience to get to know who you are. So they might know you as Zauntee, but I know you as Zachariah. But I actually want to start there. For you, coming from Zachariah to now Zauntee, why is this the beginning for you?
Yeah, so I feel like, I grew up following Jesus. I grew up, I was a pretty good kid my whole life. And then even when we went through struggle or even when we went through difficult times, I always had my family and my faith to kind of keep me grounded. And as I got older and you start to be in different environments, you start to realize people treat you differently if you don't, conform, if you don't act the same as them. Basketball used to be that, just a passion, just something I loved. And then it started to turn into this environment where I was like, man, I just want to be accepted. I want to use my skill to kind of get into this crowd.
Yeah. Talk to me a little bit about even that time. How was that a little bit hard for you? Like, what was that like being in that environment, especially with your family?
Yeah. So I feel like I had spent a couple of years, 2-3 years in this cycle of like trying to be accepted. And I wasn't fulfilled. I wasn't happy. Every day I knew I was compromising. I knew in my heart what the right thing was. And every time I did something that was outside of, my moral code or what I believed to be right, I felt that compromise and it was weighing on me. And my mom found out how I'd been living and she got real serious and she was like, look, in 10 years, you won't know these people. You'll have Jesus to lean on when you're ready for an answer. But they don't have that solution. So you're standing on a life raft, watching them drown, and you're putting your foot in the water to be accepted. You could be helping them. And that just woke me up. I made a decision, you know what? Even though it's uncomfortable, I'm going to represent Jesus. And when people ask me to compromise that or try to pull me into things that I know are not the right environment, I'm gonna start having the courage to say no and then tell them why and provide a solution. And the last people I expected, man, people I thought would never ask me for prayer started asking me for prayer. Right over there, dude, like by that fence, I got to pray with someone to receive Jesus. Over there by that electric box, I prayed with someone as well. And so these environments set me on fire with like, oh, this works. If I can have the courage to represent Jesus, to be different in order to make a difference, what if I took my passion for music, and there's always music in all these environments. Yeah. You pull up, people are listening to music when they pull up, they got speakers out. So I was like, man, that's just another way I could get into the culture, I could impact people for Christ. What if I took those gifts and I took these stories, what I've been living, and I put it into the songs? Maybe I could reach people online, people around the world, the same way that I'm reaching people in my neighborhood and in my area.
Wow, that's amazing, bro. What would be one thing that you feel kept you on that foundation the most?
One of the things was results. I think if you can have the courage to be different, to make a difference, you'll see people who are impacted by it. Even if it's years down the road, somebody will need what you bring to the table. Mm-hmm. And I think that season taught me what I believe today, which is God will put you in an environment because you're meant to impact those people. Yeah. You're talking about, God, I want to make it, I want to do something, or you're telling people, man, I can't wait to get out of here. What if the job you're at, or the neighborhood you're in, the friend group you have, the school you go to, the family you're in, God put you there because you're supposed to be the one to help them. So I think that keeps me on the path, like realizing, man, I'm not leaving this season, I'm not leaving this environment until I make a difference here. And then God will place me somewhere else. I think everybody can do that. You don't have to be, perfect. You don't have to be the best at speaking. You don't have to be the smartest. You don't have to be experienced. If you just choose, I'm going to live for Jesus and have the courage to do so, whatever environment he's put you in, you could be the one to shift it. And if you represent Jesus, that might be the only real love they've ever seen.
Yeah, that definitely carries a lot of weight for a lot of students. And that's what got you to where you are today, Zachariah to Zauntee.
Yeah, Zachariah learned that you got to represent Jesus in any environment. And then Zauntee gets to do that through music.
I love that, bro. That's it. I think that's awesome. I think that's really good. Next question, do you still think you could beat me?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I think I'm still better than you.
You never were! Oh, dang, no, cut that.